Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. This is Chris.
I'm Corey.
There we go. See, we're now introducing ourselves, which we neglected to do in episode 1. So this is now episode 2. We're twice better now.
Yeah. So we're also missing Tyler. He had made other plans. He didn't realize that we were doing this tonight, which we kind of did. Just kind of throw it all together last second. So
What can you do, man? That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen this or heard this before, welcome. This is Around the Cauldron. This is our second podcast episode, and the first one went extremely well. We had a lot of fun. We talked about some very interesting things, and now guess what? We're gonna keep that gravy train rolling. You know what I mean?
The Allen rails.
Which
everything we do does.
You know what, dude? I guess speaking of Allen rails, I guess Rick and Morty's gonna be coming back up now. So,
dude, yes, I'm super excited because, God, I love that show so much.
You know, there's not too many shows I can think about that's it's so smart that people that are dumb love to watch it, and I'm definitely in that category. And it's great.
Take that, Big Bang Theory.
Anyone that watches Big Bang Theory is an awful person. You should hate yourself for liking it. It's a terrible show.
Oh, it is a terrible show. It's an absolutely terrible show.
There's a great video on
the entire premise of the show is they're nerds. That's funny, right?
There's a great episode on Wisecrack. If you never heard of Wisecrack, I highly recommend checking out Wisecrack because what's that?
Mm-mm.
You don't listen to you don't know who Wisecrack is?
No.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's one of the best channels on YouTube. So basically, they kind of have a little bit of a connection too with Funhouse and some of the guys from Rooster Teeth and everything too.
Sure, that sounds up my alley.
So they try to take a philosophical turn on a lot of cultural relevant stuff, such as TV shows and movies and everything. But one of the things they talked about is why do people love Big Bang Theory and why you shouldn't like it. And it's just one big insult to nerd culture,
yes.
And almost to the point that anyone that watches it doesn't understand the context the joke happens. They just know it's a joke. So it lands and hits in a spot that people go, but I don't know what that means. If you were to ask them what that actually meant, so they'll make a Battlestar Galactica reference right there, and they're like, Caprica, I don't know what that is.
That's super annoying because a lot of the things they're nerds about in the show, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica,
Star Wars,
stereotypical nerd stuff. I'm pretty much only like a Star Wars fan. I like anime. I like video games. I'm a nerd about sports, music, anime. Like that.
What more do you need?
Like I nerd out about video games. Like that's my nerd wheelhouse.
Roadhouse.
It's in the stuff they went so stereotypical. It's just like, oh, they're nerds. They like Battlestar Galactica for sure.
It's 100% that.
And it's a bunch of idiot.
Leonard Nimoy, blows his nose into a napkin right there, and Penny goes, "Oh, by the way, some guy at the Cheesecake Factory blew his nose right there," and he goes, "Yeah, he was the guy that played Spock," and then he's like, "I have Leonard Nimoy's DNA," and he quickly runs to put it in a petri dish, and you're like,
yeah, that's
you're such a fan to the point that it's super obsessive, and no nerd wigs out on something like that. It's like, that's cool. Probably a lot of them would be like, yeah, but
a lot of them would be like, you mean Leonard Nimoy was sitting here like that?
And you didn't call me? I would have loved to have met the guy. I mean, he's dead now, but yeah.
Is he dead now?
Yes.
Oh, I guess he is dead.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of? Who am I trying to think of?
Stephen Hawking. He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. He's dead as dicks as well. One
wheelie boy.
But so again, this is, if you're with us right now, so this is gonna be our kind of shtick right here. Just having a lot of fun, just talking about what's going on with us, what's kind of going on in the newsroom, on video games, on music, on movies, basically anything like we talked about. I loved what we talked about in the first podcast, what we're nerding out about, because we nerd out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like I was just saying, I nerd out on sports, I nerd out on music. I'm not going to talk about sports to you guys. Don't worry about that. Because I don't think any of you give a crap.
No one cares about the NBA. Fantastic Four. Okay, I'm back.
That's good
I'm
because
back.
I don't really care about the NBA anymore because it's a boring league. and my team is perpetually terrible.
Well.
So there's no reason for me to watch, just be constantly disappointed.
Well, life's all about disappointments, but you know what's not
Says
disappointing?
the Pirates fan.
Well, it could be worse, I guess.
Got myself there.
Yep. So there's been a couple things that I've been watching and kind of looking at. So there's a couple things that I saw that we definitely didn't get to our first podcast. And like I said, I just accumulate a bunch of cool stories right there, interesting pieces.
Sure.
Things that have been a lot of fun. So one of the interesting ones, I saw this last week, Pink Floyd frontman David Gilmour sells guitars in an auction to combat climate change. How much money do you think those guitars went for? Over $21 million. 21 million. 21 million.
Oof.
That is just an insane amount. So NBC News.
But it's going towards a good cause, though. So, hey,
so
that's awesome.
NBC News.
Would Gene Simmons ever do that? No.
You know, he probably just wants to keep selling caskets to people right there for,
hell yeah,
$50,000. You know, like that's what he wants to do. Just give me that Kiss money.
I mean, what are they going to need the money? They're dead.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it was donated to Client Earth, a nonprofit environmental law organization.
Gene Simmons for a second.
Yeah, it's okay. He could take it. With that tongue, he can take just about anything. Giggity. So Client Earth prides itself on using the law to combat climate change and defend habitats and wildlife, according to their Facebook page right there. Cool. So Gilmour had tweeted, "The choice really is that simple. I hope that the sake of these guitars will help Client Earth in their cause to use the law to bring about real change." This is kind of, I think is so good, is that someone that, has had a successful career, something that goes, you know what, I want to give back, and he saw a good cause in it, and he knows his status and he knows what the value of some of these things are, and people are willing to pay it.
Yeah,
of
course.
And I think that's a incredibly kind, very humanitarian thing to do right there, because. Just my personal opinion, I think there is some sort of climate change. Whether human beings are part of that change or has a significant impact is to your is to the data out there, and I'll leave to your decision right here. But
me personally, you're not preaching to the choir. You're basically preaching to God at this point. But
and we all know he's a great listener. So but. No, I think someone just like Leonardo DiCaprio, just like Bono, all these guys that are very humanitarian that use Ashton Kutcher, that they use their status to be influential to do things for the greater good there. So I absolutely applaud anyone that can do something like that, because he could have those in a museum. He could and charge money and make money off of that, or he could have sold it to a private seller and go to auction.
To the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Actually, I think they have stuff in the Hall of Fame.
I believe that they do.
I've never actually been to it, but we'll cover that later. But
we need to do that at some point with something that's so close to us.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I've been to the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, which is in Akron.
Canton.
Well, yeah. I mean.
Stadium, by the way.
Yeah.
The new Hall of Fame stadium, gorgeous.
Is it?
Gorgeous.
I heard a lot of good things when they had the, I guess the inaugural stuff.
Yeah.
Last year. Yeah.
No,
I heard a lot of good things.
But back to Gilmour, that's the kind of stuff that I just love, because you have the platform to make a difference. Make a good difference. Don't do some self-aggrandizing vanity project that just increases your status. Do something that's going to help future generations.
Also, I'm a sucker for sweet tea, so that's what you're hearing right now too. I love me a good sweet tea. So that's what I'm drinking right now.
Delightful.
Mm-hmm. It's hot out there, man. It's hot.
I get it.
But no, you're 100% right.
Why'd you take your pants off after that fight? My balls was hot. That's a classic video, by the way. I don't
know if I've ever seen that. Hey, why are you doing that? Pull that up. So we're gonna do a little kind of changing right here. So I kept the TV on right now. So if we ever come across some really goofy video or something like that, kind of keeps to the moment and makes it fun. But because that's what blows me away sometimes too, is like some of the videos that are like super early days YouTube or even pre-YouTube that they were almost legendary, when you used to go back into like E-Bomb's world, or you had to go somewhere, many years ago to find it.
Lewis. It was a UFC fight.
It was a UFC fight? Okay,
right,
go ahead and play that, man. I'm.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot.
As he lays the dude out, he just goes, "My balls are hot." Oh my god!
Good night.
They're making him look bad on the news. You know, him and Putin and shit. Fuck what they talk about.
Oh, beep beep beep.
Beep 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 beep, man.
We'll just leave it at my balls was hot.
That is.
Tyler, edit it.
just put in those beeps
Fix
there
it.
for us. But no, I love finding random 30-second videos of what people say. It just it makes me laugh.
Okay, so speaking of really funny videos,
Yeah.
from microphone segments, so yesterday was the 4th of July, and
Happy birthday, America!
yay!
Yay!
He says to the wannabe anarcho punk kid.
You're so childish, Gambino, right now. This is America.
Dude, you have no idea.
I
Honestly.
really don't.
So President Donnie was giving a speech.
President Donnie.
Yeah.
Donnie T.
President Donnie T. Was spitting some nonsense. And he was talking about soldiers in the Revolutionary War, and he says they took to the air, they took the airports, they did what they had to do, and I was just like, the airports, airports. What?
Because the Wright brothers were around, and they took them all up on the airplanes.
And now the internet's gone crazy with memes like Revolutionary soldiers or Civil War soldiers, the Union soldiers marching on Atlanta International Airport. Because if there's one thing I love the internet for, it's that if you mess up and you're a person in a very powerful position, the internet is going to meme you to
They
death.
spend no time just laying into you.
No time and no consideration for your feelings.
That's it's got to be so tough being in a position like a Jeff Bezos or a Donald Trump or any of those other guys, because just exactly that. It's like, well, you're not going to believe what you said. What did I say wrong? And be like, here's a million YouTube accounts or a million Twitter accounts just laying into you. Just go, what can you do?
At airports in the Revolutionary War.
Which. Does he care? I mean, who knows? You know, he just
stopping the British from getting to LaGuardia was a big moment during the war.
Oh my gosh!
Is it important?
Those Boeings right there, they used them as blockades to keep them at bay.
Like, is it important in the grand scheme of things? No. Is it important in terms of policy? No. But it gives me a cheap laugh.
You know what the crazy thing that I think about is that this type of outgoing news has only been around for like a few decades. Realistically, like to the scale that someone of power can make a joke, or not make a joke, just say something that is not correct or maybe misconstrued in a certain way, and within minutes can have a ton of online traffic just out to different newspapers and online digital platforms right here. So by the time he probably gets off the stage right there, he's in his car, he's heading back, he's just like, dude, all this is like being talked about right now. They're like, what did I do?
Well, like, think about
it just happened.
Well, I mean, think about and not to say this was an okay response, like Sarah Huckabee Sanders when she used the phrase alternative facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or EA. If we're gonna take it off politics, EA. It's not. They're not loot boxes. They're surprise mechanics.
What I watched.
Shut your dirty mouth.
I watched those videos right there, and every single person is just like looking at them like, "Come on, like, come on." We're like, that's a core thing for our the best thing that is like our players want this. Our feedback from consumers is that they want this, and you're like,
no, we don't.
I'm pretty sure everyone says it's an awful idea and it's virtually gambling. It's getting young kids basically addicted to gambling. They just don't see it that way. It blows me away.
Didn't Belgium or something rule that those kind of mechanics were illegal?
Yeah, so there was a few countries in Europe, and then I think like Australia or someone was trying to get on, basically saying that this is no longer
Acceptable.
I know like China and everything too are trying to we're like knocking it down, but I think like Korea and stuff like actually show your odds of getting certain things in loot boxes. So it's like, oh, it's a rare, chance that I can get right over here. And you look at maybe the possible outcome, and it's like 1 in 5,000. And you're like, oh my God, I've got to spend thousands of dollars just to even have a potential chance to get this.
And not only that,
it's ludicrous.
People who pay more are going to have more chances, and that's
whales, baby. That's what they call it in the biz. Whales, people that'll spend a absurd amount of money to get something that has literally no real world value. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Which blows me away. So this is maybe a few months ago.
Mobile games are like one of the biggest. Well,
that's why all these models kind of go to more mobile game style, because it makes a ton of money. I was trying to explain this to my dad, but like CS:GO, like skins, for guns and knives and everything too. I go, yeah. So I showed him one there, and it was like $700 for a skin. And my dad goes, like real dollars? I go, yes. They will actually auction this online, and someone will potentially buy that. That again, it's not real. It's not tangible. You cannot hold it in your hands right here. But you can almost make the argument that money's no longer tangible now. Like your bank account is basically just digital numbers.
Yes, you are right in that regard.
So all it is just digital numbers being sent to other accounts for more digital numbers.
Wow. That can go away. I just got like 15 Facebook notifications, and 2/3 of them are pages I follow saying that I've been recognized as a top fan.
You are a top fan.
I am like the only fan of the Columbus Destroyers. What are you talking about?
Well,
top man.
You're the top dog right there. Season tickets, you're our guy.
Listen, you can't talk to me like that. I'm a top fan.
I saw this crazy,
ridiculous.
I saw this crazy post earlier today, and it talked about, oh dude, even just thinking about it making me laugh. This woman was emailing this photography studio and saying, hey, so we're planning on getting married in like 2021. What we'd like you to do is to follow us in our journey of getting ready for the wedding, and then on the wedding day, have an hour-long like video thing that you can play at the wedding. With me so far, right? That's not a crazy thing to ask, right?
That's a little crazy, I think. And to be perfectly honest, I think it's a bit crazy. But I mean,
that's not even the crazy part.
Oh, no.
The crazy part was, well, she is considered in her mind, an influencer. Okay, she had like 50,000 followers on all of her like digital platforms right there. Influencer. And they said, basically, you will follow us right here. We're not paying you, but the potential the potential business you would get from everyone that we're connected to will outweigh this. And they go, basically their response was like very politely going, no offense, but we have people, if you were maybe in the 500,000, we would maybe go under contract and maybe come up with some sort of kind of agreement for that. And they go, in no way are we going to do that for 50,000, nor do we think that. They even also, I guess, used when they were sending these emails out, like, we've reached out to other potential clients right here, so please respond fast to our request. Really make it sound, everyone's chomping at the bit for this right here.
I hope the photographer's response was basically just a polite get bent.
It was a very polite, just get lost right here. This does not apply to right here.
Influencer for 50,000. Are you joking? It's like
whatever,
dude.
And the person's response, the one that was getting married, they were so upset. It's like you dug up their grandmother's grave right there and just defecated all on it. Like just was so upset that they couldn't. And they go, you just could forget about it right here. We're not going to recommend anyone coming to you over here. And they're just like, okay, cool, thanks.
I think someone shared that. I think I saw someone shared that.
I was just blown away.
It's just like, we're not going to pay you, but, it's like, how do you expect that person to survive?
They don't. Just because it's no different than that influencer that was like in England or something like that basically reached out to a hotel saying, "Hey, we want to stay for an entire week, all expense paid, but because she's an influencer, we don't want to pay, so we'll help promote your hotel or bed and breakfast or whatever it was."
You know,
And I just was like, I think people are misunderstanding like what kind of sway. Like, I mean, you know
when we approach bands for interviews, artists, a lot of times bands, artists, labels, PR firms, they have to pay for advertisement on whatever they're selling, whether it be music, whether it's trying to promote a video, whatever. When we approach bands, I make it so basically I'm one of the people that sends the emails. I make it very clear to them that we are going out of our way to try to provide some free promotion for you, and we don't want to cause them any trouble. Like,
right.
This person sounds so self-entitled that it actually aggravates the hell out of me. If you want someone to do something for you, there has to be real tangible results in it for them. Like she said, for 500,000 followers, that'd be one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's 500,000 people. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, but for 50,000,
And
Ohio Stadium holds double that.
And I think they need to take a very objective.
Watch a stupid football game.
I think people have to take an objective look. I mean,
Bucks.
again, 50,000 is impressive. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
wish we had
belittling. I wish
50,000
we had
subs.
50,000, and one day we will. But at that scale, in a quote influencer, so like someone that a brand wants to have some sort of relationship with, that is a whole other ball game right there. That is you're talking, you are very well established. People are happily interested in what's going on with you. They're happily willing to invest into you, either being merchandise or watching videos or going to live shows, or if you're a photographer, putting stuff out there that people want to have in their homes. Like there's so much out there, and it blows me away that I think even if I had 500,000 followers right there, I would probably still be very kind of like, hey, I have this many right here. What can we do? It's all negotiations. But when you come across as being very kind of snide and entitled, it's going to leave a bad impression.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And just the thought, it's just like, oh, we're not going to pay you, but you're going to follow me for a year and a half. It's like, what the hell do you want me to do?
A year and a half. A year and a half.
Are you going to feed me? Are you going to give me shelter in that time? Like, what?
How long are we talking about? We're working 12-hour days and I'm following you everywhere here. What if I have 1,000 hours? Am I editing that video right there? That takes time.
Right.
Like,
and a social media influencer can be anyone. Like the one woman who was in the USC admissions scandal.
Yeah.
What's her name?
The chick from Full House?
Yeah.
Full House? Yeah.
Her daughter is a social media influencer.
Well, she was on the boat with like the dean and everything too when the news broke right there.
Do you want to know how, speaking of like self-entitled people, like, I remember like she was just like, and I don't even know if I want to go to school, and like, it'd get in the way of my modeling career, and I see if we can work something out with the dean. I'm just like, oh, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
People are just so dissociated with
it's like
how difficult life is.
It's like how spoiled do you have to get in order to become that disconnected? It really boggles my mind. It's wild.
it's
wild. Totally wild.
We live in a wild world, man. We live in a absolute crazy world, and there's never going to be a scenario where there's not going to have people that have a lot and those that have very little. There's always going to be a certain degree, this kind of gap, and I understand that people are trying to make a living doing online stuff. I mean, look at us right here.
Yeah, we're trying to build a brand.
Yeah, and it takes. Guess what? It takes a lot of time. It does not take overnight.
Yeah. Look, we're sitting as of right now. We're sitting at 7,100 plus subs. 7,100, mind you. We've been doing this for Tyler and I have been doing this for 3 years. 3 years, you know, and Bryant said it when he joined. He's just like, we're in for the long haul. I just need you to know that. Like, I know Bryant, you know, with his job hasn't exactly been the most present at the moment, but you know, what do you do? It's work.
Yeah,
you know,
I
we've
mean,
got to feed ourselves. We've got to pay the bills. Like
it's that's where we try to respect our fans, and you know, we want to give our fans and new fans and potential fans bigger, better, more quality stuff right here. But with that, it comes a time commitment. It becomes everything else here too. It's like, you know, we have homes and families and everything else too. It's completely different.
You know, I said I put in a post, you know, a year ago we were at 4,400 subs, and now we're at 7,100 plus, and I've got to boost my ego somehow, but I have to have the plus
Boost away, my friend.
But you know, it's like, you know, it's a ton of work. It's a ton of time. It's a lot of commitment. But would I trade this for the world? No, I am super grateful for what this has added to my life. You know, but, you know, I don't think the people who are going around saying just like, you're going to follow us for a year. We're not going to pay you, but like, we're going to follow you you're going to follow us for a year and make our wedding videos. Just like, oh, fuck.
Like think of the added value to your life and the overall experience that you'll get right here. That is more valuable than money, right? And you go,
No.
no, not at all. So, all right, back on kind of other stuff too.
Speaking of Facebook, one more thing on
Yeah,
for
sure,
Facebook,
man.
by the way. I found this group on there. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
You got to tell me now.
So it's called, the group is literally named A Group Where We All Pretend to Be Boomers. And that's what you do.
What?
Everyone.
Oh, I already love it. I already.
I'll pull.
What's going on with the group right there? You got to show me.
I'll pull it up right now. It's great.
Oh,
Jesus!
If you have a great group name, by the way, I'm hooked. I am 100% on board. If you have a fantastic name, like the one dude that my brother told me.
How many Bernie Sanders groups can I be in? There's 5 of them in here.
It's like my brother showed me the Ranch Whisperer, where all he does is reviews ranch dressings.
Oh, that dude is my guy.
It's like, if you have an awesome title or an awesome group name, I will 100% follow you.
Okay, like, so here's a so, like, you know, sometimes like older people, if they will like accidentally post like searches.
Yeah, search engine stuff. Yeah.
So someone I know who's in the group, Tony, he posted in there the other day. It says Lisa Ann interracial anal, and it says in the one of the comments, first comment I see is, Alexa, turn off the hallway light. You
my
have
gosh.
been hacked. Facebook, please delete.
Oh my God.
Tony, you have been hacked. Need to change passwords and delete before wife. Only the E is replaced with an R. C's. It's one of the funniest damn things I've ever seen in my life. It's super to the point.
So again, if we're going to talk about our personal experiences right here and how different the older generation is. So
it's not their fault. It's like,
it's
you know,
not their fault.
It's not like us, you know. What are we, Gen Y?
I have no idea where we're. I think millennial or something. I don't even know.
I think we that is Gen Y. We are millennial.
Whatever.
But,
I don't like being called millennial and stuff like that, because I've seen other people my age right there, and I'm like,
it also does have a very serious negative connotation attached to it now. But you know, it's, you know, they grew up in a time they were born at a time like right as like radio and TV were like a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were my dad was born in 1958.
Yeah. If
that tells you anything. Like, you know, TVs in the home weren't exactly all that common. A TV when he was like 5 was still like $500 for like a cube.
Yeah. So there's a couple things. One, we went to the historical museum just by Mapfree.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw you posted on
Instagram. So they have this new section in there, and it was the 1950s, And so they had
How
like a 1950s
wicked
home.
was that?
I go, this is my grandma's house. I was like, oh, a rotary phone. I'm like, yep, use a rotary phone. Oh, a black and white TV. Yep, I've seen that.
Our buddy Brandon,
Yep,
that was
yep.
his house.
Was it?
It was his house because it was he bought his grandfather passed away, so the house went to his parents. He bought it off them,
Okay.
and there was 60s wallpaper.
Yeah.
There was the iron gate
Yep.
wall partition,
Yep.
a rotary phone. Like I'm just
I
this
went
house
into
was the 60s.
I went into this museum and I go, this is too early to be in a museum. Like, I mean, people are just like, they talked about like party lines. Like there were people talking about party lines on a TV like it's the year 2500, like it was such
Party lines?
You don't know about party lines?
No.
So a party line was, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm explaining this right there. And it's not on you. It's not on you. So
I probably have learned about it before. I just forgot.
So, like, everyone on your street
Uh-huh.
would have access to the phone line, okay? But when you would pick up the phone, someone else in another home could be on that line. So then you would have to wait until they got done before you could make a outgoing call.
That's so inconvenient.
It vary. So it's like, if you were a young person to be your parents would pretty much not allow you to be on the phone. That's why they all joke about it. It's like, go out and play in the schoolyard and everything there too. It's like because there was no cell phones, there was no way to communicate. It's so easy to talk to people and meet new people now than ever in human history.
Yeah, look at us with Cabin Boy Jump Ship.
We now talk to bands that are literally across the world,
Yeah.
and we've never met face to face, but can have full on conversations and talk about what's going on with them
Yeah.
and how can we help
Shrezzers,
them out there.
Cabin Boy, like this is nuts, dude. Snake Charmer.
Snake
This
Charmer,
is
yeah.
nuts. We live in an age where I could just pick this up if I want. I wouldn't do it. It's 10 o'clock here, so it'd be what? It'd be 3 or 4 in the morning in. What time is it in Leicester, England?
It's probably like 3 or 4, yeah.
It's 3:07 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3:07 a.m. Thank you, Iris Siri.
Although most of the time I'm texting them, it's like 3 o'clock anyways, and they get back to me.
Yeah,
So.
I have an issue with messaging people that I know it's like 3 in the morning though. Like once it's usually like if we've dropped a video of theirs where we're reacting to something, they're just like, hey guys, there you go, enjoy.
Yeah.
And then I'll just wait until the morning for when they're, alive.
But it's just
'Cause
it's
like, I've had
it's-
people message me at like try to call me at like 4 in the morning. It's like, what are you
they're like what are you
what are you
doing?
doing? I hate you. Excuse me, Tyler, beep that.
We got potty mouths right here. We try our best.
I have done a good job controlling it.
You have. So you know who does have a dirty mouth, but I love the dirty mouth. Nurgle from the band Behemoth right
I
there.
love that dude so
Nurgle
much.
is
He's great.
He is arguably the coolest guy out there. He is like Keanu Reeves if he were more hardcore.
A black and death metal.
Like a
Keanu
black and
Reeves.
death metal Keanu Reeves, which Keanu Reeves is in a band anyways right now, but I don't think it's I think
Is
it's
he?
just rock. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Have you ever seen his son, by the way? He's like super heavy metal right there. Like does like the almost kind of do like a Danny Filth kind of style.
Oh, the corpse paint?
Yeah, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Who's recognizing me as a top fan?
You're just a popular guy.
NBC.
So
Our local NBC.
So Nurgle goes, he went on record saying, I'm no Trump supporter, but it's not going to stop me from touring in the U.S. So he basically goes on this thing here. He goes, he talks about, I guess, things that are going on in the Middle East. He starts talking about kind of,
You were right.
I guess, like I said, it's wild stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Keanu Reeves is my guy too, by the way.
Yeah.
But so it's interesting, just some of these artists, and they're like, what's your thought on the war in the Middle East and in Israel, and a lot of guys are very kind of off point, like there's a time and a place. This isn't a time and a place.
Unless you're David Draymond from Disturbed, and he said he pretty much says anyone who's against Israel is a Nazi.
Yeah,
Literally
yeah,
said that
yeah.
on the record. I'm like, okay.
Some people are very onto the point, but I just love his demeanor right here, and I watch him on Instagram, and he goes to all these shows right over here, and so for him, he just kind of goes, you know what, I'm just one person. This is a bigger problem than me right here. And I don't care who supports me. I don't care who's against me and everything. He just goes, I'm going to do what I keep doing over here. So he just kind of is
Respectable.
Yeah, he's very respectable of what people's opinions are, and sometimes he doesn't
He's like,
care.
I don't care. I'm still going to tour the States. It's like, that would only punish your fans and your band because, the band, their brand is everything.
Yeah.
Being in a band, your brand is everything.
Yes.
So you need to have as many people listening to your product as possible in order to keep yourselves fed. So it's...
Yeah, people buy records. They come to your shows.
Dude,
they buy your merchandise.
And some people are like, rock and roll lifestyle. It's such a stupid lifestyle. I don't think people realize how hard it is to be in a band. As someone who has been in bands, multiple, just getting started is hard enough. Like, finding people to do a band with, finding people who want to play similar styles to you is hard enough. Just finding people to jam with is hard enough oftentimes.
And now you add in the element that we want to make a band that has a brand and a following, and we will tour to make money.
Yeah.
That is a whole other animal, because then it goes, what about my job? What about my family? What about all these other things over here? That is incredibly difficult.
Whitechapel said it best one time. One of their guitarists said it best. Is it their guitarist or their bassist? I don't know. Doesn't really matter at this point. He said, he's like, this isn't an easy lifestyle. We're away from our families 9 months out of the year, touring all over the United States, touring all over the world. It's like, this is a hard life. It takes a toll on you, but it's worth it if you can get it right. It's like,
sure.
I've tried very hard to be more lenient on all bands now, especially with my opinion, because, unless they were put together by a label, it's hard. It's hard. Pearl Jam was a band that was a small band once. Creed was a small band once.
Yeah.
Tool was a local band at one point. I mean, they all start so small, but like they had to earn their way and their following. So to bring this back around, to say, I'm not playing the United States anymore. It's just like, what? What? You're going to take away one of the largest music consuming places on the planet from your repertoire? It's like, okay, Manowar, like, why don't you relax over there?
Yeah. No, I agree. And I guess to what you said just a little bit earlier right here, when you have someone that is very, very focused on the public eye, and you make comments about a certain situation or a group of people or some sort of geopolitical war going on or something, when you put in your opinion on that matter right here, I don't care if you think that you're in the right, not in the right there, it affects you. It affects how people perceive you. And all it takes is for someone to make a comment about, whatever it is in the United States, and then it's just like people won't start coming to your shows. It is a slippery slope. It is a slippery slope.
You gotta be careful, or you better be one well-off band. Like, Corey Taylor got away with it in 2016 when
Slipknot.
When he's in two really well-off bands, so he's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
but him and the members of those bands are going to be fine. But he came out and said that he was a Bernie Sanders supporter in 2016.
Yeah,
when those types of views were super fringe, and like, nowadays in 2019, it's,
I love it nowadays. That was just a few years ago.
It's changed
I know.
Vastly,
Yeah.
Though. Now you can get away with it, and it's just like, okay, well, he's a lefty. But like people, I remember, when, now I'm gonna mention this, and try not to hate me for it, but I am a Bernie Sanders supporter, but like, I remember when I first brought that up to my dad, he was like, whoa, now. He's like, are you sure you've thought that through? It was fringe.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just like, oh, he's one of the front runners. Yeah.
Well, just like everything else too. Sometimes pendulum swings in one direction, and then after people see it on there, it goes hard in the other direction.
Yeah,
and
the
so
pendulum swinging so hard it's hitting both sides of the ceiling right now.
That's a good point. That's why I can't wait for the bloodbath of the presidential elections right there. It is gonna be a monster truck rally right there with fireworks and WWE wrestling. It's just gonna be entertainment. I think entertaining is going to be.
It's going to be like fighting sin.
Kind of. Yep. So a couple other things I saw too. Again, I'm super into kind of what like Netflix and Hulu and HBO and like all these other guys kind of putting together, and I'm super excited for this next property. So Sony is announcing a live action Final Fantasy 14 TV series. Think about that, dude.
Whoa.
Early last week, so Sony Pictures television and production company Hiver Mind Entertainment, so the company behind Netflix forthcoming adaptation of The Witcher and Amazon's The Expanse.
I knew The Witcher was going to be made live action.
That's gonna be is that gonna be good? Oh, that's gonna be good. They announced a partnership with Square Enix to develop a live action Final Fantasy TV series based on the online role playing game Final Fantasy 14, and so they go into the details about like it's a story set in Eorzea and all the kind of settings right over here, and when I read it, it kind of opened up a little thing in my mind, and it's that people are trying to take this medium that is video games, and they're trying to bring it into a viewing medium.
You know, that's never really worked though.
Name one good video game movie.
Doom. That's not true.
It's not true at all. Arguably, like the highest grossing one now is like what, Pikachu, like Detective Pikachu, which even that is not even like.
That's different though. Like you're not.
Is
trying
it?
To base, yes. Oh, very.
You
very,
think
very,
so?
Very much so.
It's and the only thing I can tell
because
you,
it's an independent story.
Sure.
And plus, Pokemon has already been brought into multiple mediums.
Sure.
It's gone from the games, the trading card game, to the actual video game, to
all the different movies,
to the TV series, the plethora of TV series, to the movies. So Pokemon's
they're very
different,
experienced,
you know,
and they've grown over the 20 plus years that they've been making
Right.
them. Pokemon 2000 was like there. Yeah, so it's only almost 20 years they've been doing it. But whenever there's like a Tomb Raider or or a Doom movie,
you know what one of my favorite movie series is?
What's that?
The Resident Evil series. It's so terrible.
It's
and I love it.
so terrible. It's great.
It's so terrible. It's great. Oh, I can't say that. We're trying not to cuss. I can't say that scene. But like, it's just so ridiculous. The second one's really fun because they combine game 2 and 3 into one, and then it's just like, we're splitting away from.
And it just goes, it goes in a hard direction away from the games.
I forget if it was 6 or 5 that they had the guy that was supposed to be Leon Kennedy, and I was just like, no, it's not my Leon.
Although I'll tell you what, the animated movies for Resident Evil
are phenomenal.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. But
like Degeneration's great.
It's so interesting that we're trying to create, and I'm going to call it what it is right here. The Game of Thrones effect is that people really want fantasy stuff. They want the Game of Thrones. They want the Witcher. They want Final Fantasy. They want a D&D, a Dungeons and Dragons style fantasy world. And I think that's why like Dungeons and Dragons is being so popular because of this.
That's been made into a video game.
It's actually been made into 2 terrible movies back in like the 80s and 90s.
Sure it was.
Which I would love to watch them.
So let me tell you why it's never going to be a great thing if you're taking like a main story from a game into a viewing like
experience.
Just a viewing experience. Thank you. I couldn't speak. That happens a lot. It's so the reason is that when it's a game, it's your adventure. It's all about you.
Yes.
It's about your decisions. You know, you're not sitting here. And I did this in I forget which one it was. I think it was the Silent Hill movie, the first Silent Hill movie.
One. Yeah.
And where I was like, no, you idiot! I don't do that. It's like, you know, you're trained in a video game to understand when something's about to go down, and so you'll hesitate, and especially in horror ones, you'll hesitate. You'll try to plan for it,
right?
And it lets you decide what's going on. You're
here,
kinda
you're
just
you're
along
dragged
for the
along for it.
ride.
Yep.
And it's a rail. It's like being a rail shooter. That's why rail shooter games are nowhere near as fun as like an actual game.
Right.
It's a whole different experience. You're trying to bring the same like level of connection that you would get in the game, because it's like, oh, I died in the game.
Well, yeah, when something happens, you can take fault right there. Maybe I was underleveled or underprepared, or maybe I didn't understand a certain mechanic in the game that now, after dying, I've learned what this mechanic is and can now take on this boss or take out this dungeon and accomplish the next thing. But I think what a lot of these
Watching
guys
the
are
movie, you're like, oh, you idiot.
well, I think
no
with the
connection.
well, you're 100% right. It's I'm not seeing myself as the player. I'm seeing these characters and how they would act, and that's
I
where
wish I was Leon Kennedy. That dude's a G.
wish I was Chris Redfield so I could have those sick biceps right there.
Boulder punching madness.
Jeez. But you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
that last
that was a pretty good one.
of Resident Evil. I'm just like, I'm gonna rock you during
Where
that.
Boulder's coming and he just punches it and it explodes, and you're like, oh my god, he's a madman. But no, like I'm starting to feel now is that they're basically just these group of characters. They're basically using just the not the principle, I guess, the names of things. You know, the name Final Fantasy brings in a lot of people. Okay, if you called it, you know, the Great Havens of, or the Great Story of Heaven Sword,
No one's gonna.
people
know that.
not understand what that is right there. But if you say Final Fantasy Realm,
yeah.
Realm Reborn or
Well,
whatever,
that's why
Heaven
a
Sword
lot
or whatever
of
they would call it.
those horror movies, those like horror game movies, are actually really bad. Is because
They pull you in because of the name.
they
Right,
pull
name
you in
recognition.
because of the name. But you had the same guy pretty much doing all these movies. Ua Boll.
Yeah, yeah.
He would buy up all.
He's the king.
Yeah,
He's the king of it.
of
Yeah.
crappy horror movies.
Yeah.
Look what he did to Blood Rain.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's such
That's
a
a-
bad movie.
It's not even bad. It's good. It's just bad.
It's just bad, dude. Like, and they made Rain's hair like orange. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
what are you doing? And they made
Shout
her,
out to Blood Rain right there, the movie. Jeez.
yeah, sick reference, bro.
Yeah, dude, you got all of them. But no, I guess I'm not surprised because Netflix and Amazon and HBO, they're looking at more properties that has name recognition that can bring in an audience, and they want a big audience.
Sure.
Can you imagine like World of Warcraft right here when the movie came out? A lot of people were like, World of Warcraft, here we go. Watch the animation. Oh my gosh, the animation looks amazing. And everyone's just like, yeah. It's exactly what it kind of felt.
And everyone, their freaking mom, when I was in school, played World of Warcraft.
Like, you know, when they say what, I forget what the numbers. It's like 20 million or like probably even more than
Something
that.
like ridiculous.
Like an insane number. And they think even if half these people come to see this movie right here, it's a slam dunk. And they just go, but word travels really fast.
About how bad something could be.
And a lot of people didn't really already have great expectations going in, and then they kind of watch
You
it.
know,
And
and
they're
it's
like,
I think it's the same like effect in the opposite direction with like Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Or like the Dragon Ball series, because you have
I did not watch the live action Dragon Ball Z movie, by the way.
oh no.
But I watched
don't.
the
just don't.
the
Don't even,
Brawly one was incredible.
the new Brawly movie was amazing.
It was incredible. But I did not watch that live action at all, too.
Oh, why would you?
I think they made a sequel. Didn't they make a sequel to that,
I
too?
don't know.
Oh, my God.
I wouldn't even want to know, honestly. Why are we sitting on time?
We're at 50 minutes right
Oh my
now,
God.
dude.
All right, well,
You see what I'm saying?
Let's
We
go for
just-
like 10 more minutes,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
we'll close it out. We'll make it an actual hour this time. But you know, it's you know, you have these expectations of the characters in Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can't perform as well as they do, then it's aggravating. It's super aggravating. Like it was Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 was the game I had. Now that game is actually a phenomenal game.
Yep.
But when you're fighting in the beginning of that, and the best you have is Kaioken, that is so infuriating at points, because when you're fighting Frieza, it's just like, for the first time, it's like, oh my God, I want to die. Like, this is so hard. And then once you get to Majin, to Kid Buu, oh my God. Just string me up and like leave me to dry. Like I just want to be dead now. Like that was, I probably put 500 hours into that game.
I played a lot of Tenkaichi Budokai 3.
I was always
that was
Budokai
my jam
too. That was mine. That because my dad got me that for Christmas one year. I was just like Dragon Ball Z.
What are you, 6?
No, I was retarded.
He's like, I was stupid for Dragon Ball Z because.
Dude, that was my show. Like,
yeah, dude.
Like Tyler and we have a very strong link when it comes to our nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Like we both like old horror movies. We both like Dragon Ball Z. We both like Big O was our show.
Oh my god, dude, Big O
was
on Toonami
amazing.
was the best thing.
That show was amazing. I wish I could find it again.
I've tried many attempts to find Big O online. I cannot.
Yeah, because sometimes you can get lucky with series. Like there was one show that was really bad that I found myself watching one summer called Galaxy Angel.
Galaxy Angel.
It was an anime about this, like, what was it about? It wasn't even that memorable.
Dude, you want okay? So do you want to talk about an anime that I tried looking for and I absolutely?
It was about these agents, these special agents, and they would fight things, but they were also like awful at their jobs. And
I can see that. Okay.
and they had a robot that would talk like this all the time. And I was just like, oh, you're annoying.
Does not compute.
That robot's voice
Oh, boy,
was so much better in Japanese.
I bet. There's a couple things that I thought of. Outlaw Star was one.
Okay.
Outlaw Star was absolutely incredible. That's a hard one to find online. Obviously, like old school Fully Cooley, which now they have like a second season, which I still hadn't watched. First season Fully Cooley was my jam.
I didn't watch the second season.
I didn't either.
I meant to. I just didn't.
But there's a lot of cool, really, really, really cool animes out there that I'm just like I'm.
You know, that's why I don't get when people are like, oh, I just don't like anime. It's for kids. It's like, have you even tried to look for something? It's like, because I guarantee
It's like Tokyo Ghoul. Like watch Tokyo Ghoul and tell me that's a kid's show.
Oh my god! I
watch
love
Tokyo Ghoul and tell me like this
Ghoul.
is for little kids, because it is absolutely not. Or Elfen Lied.
Oh.
Did you ever watch Elfen Lied?
Oh, yeah.
Right there? I love Elfen Lied.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a great show.
That show was gruesome.
Just like it was basically like Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones. It's like, don't love this character, it'll probably die. That's pretty much what it was.
I mean, yeah, you can even watch some of the more popular ones, like One Piece, even. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I am not a particular fan of One Piece.
I got into One Piece way too late, and I was just like, I am not gonna watch 700 episodes.
Yeah, and like from what I was told, a buddy of mine when I was going to college, he's like, dude, like half of this is filler.
Oh yeah,
half of this show is filler, and I just want you to know that now. I'm like, then why am I going to invest the time into something that's not going to invest time back into me? I don't want, like, My Hero does a very, very good job not putting filler episodes in. So what, we're 3 seasons in now, and there's only 3, I think, bona fide filler episodes.
Yeah.
They do
One's like the swimming pool episode was like one.
That one was the internship
internship. Yeah.
Where
it introduced more people. And, yeah.
Like that one is a bona fide filler episode.
Yeah.
Actually, no. The bona fide filler episode is the one where it breaks away from the series and they say, enjoy this side episode. It's like, what? No, I don't want. Take me back to my show.
I know what I want. I'll tell you when I don't want it anymore.
I mean, like, I don't remember how much filler Gundam Wing had. It's admittedly been a long time since I've watched it.
I see. It's been so long.
It's also very hard to go back and watch now, just because back then they recycled a lot of frames, so like things didn't always look right.
Right. That's okay.
Evangelion.
You know what? One show I will always love that never has any filler, that is absolutely perfect, but I wish it went longer, was
High School of the Dead.
Oh my god, dude. What happened to High School of the Dead? They had like one season and then like nothing.
The studio, like,
did it shut down or something like that?
I think so. I know Rosario and a Vampire. I know the studio that did that one shut down. So I'm hoping someone can find the ability to buy the rights.
We talked that about last time on on the podcast.
I
and
love that show.
That show is great.
But
but no, I was gonna say Cowboy Bebop.
Oh no, it didn't need to be any longer. It was perfect.
I
It's
just
perfect the way it is.
I know the ending is just right, but I want so much more. But the over arc of the story with Spike is just
that
phenomenal.
show is a masterpiece. I would not change anything.
Have you seen it on the Blu-ray? They had their like I guess limited edition cut Blu-ray of Cowboy Bebop. It is just
No,
incredible.
but I have the Funimation app, so I have the whole series.
Oh, do you have the full series? Oh,
it's pretty great.
I
really
watch
like that
forever.
Funimation app, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
We get that sponsorship deal with Funimation.
Oh,
then.
dude, if they want to sponsor me, please, Funimation Daddy, do it.
Call my fun daddy.
Like, no, seriously, like, I pay like $6 a month for it, and I get hundreds of series.
That's insane.
Like Assassination Classroom. I
I love Assassination
love
Classroom.
that show, by the way.
That's my jam.
My Hero's on there. Cowboy Bebop is on there. All the Dragon Ball series are on there.
Even GT.
Was GT on there? I think it
Oh
was.
my gosh, that was not GT was not good. But
No, it wasn't. Tokyo Ghoul was on there.
Yeah.
They had some of the Psychopaths.
Oh, nice.
Were on there. Like, there's so much. There's so much.
Hey, like, how can I consume all this content?
Angel Beats, like
Angel
High
Beats?
School DxD,
Yeah.
which
I was kind of getting back into High School DxD. That's, ugh, yeah. Harem
has
animes, man.
Rosario. Has all of
Harem
Rosario
animes,
on
dude.
there.
Well, you know what? We're coming up. Oh, Mocha. Oh, Scooter. Oh, Mocha. Oh, my God.
I love the one part where the bat comes in. It's just like, oh, we're back to this crap.
It's very tongue-in-cheek. Very tongue-in-cheek, and I love it so much. So, well, you know what? We're up on our time right here.
Mocha beating the crap out of people made me like when women say know your place.
Oh my God. I love this. I love the conversations that we can just go back and forth with. It's incredible. But well, everyone, that's gonna be time for us right here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching right over here. We have a blast doing these right here. So let us know what you think. Check out Cauldron of Weird, Instagram, Sea of Weird. Check out Facebook. Check out the YouTube channel, Cauldron of Weird. Like, subscribe. We put this podcast on the channel as well, so you can watch it twice now. You can download it on your podcast of choice, and then you can watch it on YouTube. I'm guilty of listening to it about 3 times our first podcast, so it's been an absolute blast, a lot of fun.
I usually watch every episode we upload of something at least once.
I do too. I actually enjoy watching our content.
Yeah, I hope we do.
Because I've talked about it in previous ones. If we don't enjoy it, why the hell would anyone else enjoy watching it? So that's what we're about. But thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you for watching right there.
Oh, watch my Twitch, by the way.
Watch Corey's Twitch, Cauldron of Weird on Twitch there at Sea of Weird, right? Or at Cauldron of Weird.
It's just twitch.tv/Cauldron of Weird.
Cauldron of Weird, man. So everyone, thank you so much. We need a cool little catchphrase when we say goodbye. Like, stay weird. Do, 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 do.
I think we tried that for a while, didn't we? Didn't we try Stay Weird for a little bit?
Maybe. We also tried Nerd Herd.
We are the Nerd Herd.
We are the Nerd Herd.
Like, we just don't talk about that, but we are the Nerd Herd.
That's it. So, everyone, stay weird. Watch some of our stuff right here. Thanks for listening. See you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.